Robin Hood Voodoo Dawn from Zenescope. So this is again another quote unquote oversized issue. So it's 30 pages, I guess, as opposed to the usual, 20, 21 pages. So yeah, this is basically Robin Hood taking on a voodoo priest. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to get zombies. So yeah, we start off with Zaka, a voodoo priest, and he's doing a ritual. And he creates zombies. And these are the voodoo zombies. So they're not like the Resident Evil type zombies that you usually see in movies nowadays. Whatever happened to voodoo zombies? They were like kind of, I don't want to say they were big, but I mean, they used to be like a lot of voodoo zombie movies back in the day. And now it's always like more George Romero zombies. So yeah, then we got Robyn, and she gets a call from Smitty. I have no idea who this character is. And Smitty has brought this woman, and basically, she needs help finding her brother. Like, she mentions how her brother became suddenly ill and he died. And then all of a sudden, a few days later, he showed up with a bunch of other people, and they went, through the streets. And there were a bunch of dead bodies found in the park. And she believes that her brother has somehow come back as a zombie. And I mean, she's right, technically. Which is another thing that's kind of interesting, is the whole like voodoo thing. It's actually not voodoo, it's hoodoo. Voodoo is actually not evil, like people assume it is, in because like they always portray voodoo as like like black magic and stuff like that in movies and comics and cartoons and what have you. But it's actually hoodoo. I think hoodoo is the one that's evil. Voodoo is actually not. Voodoo is more like protection and stuff like that. I mean, I could be wrong. You could, if I am, correct me, but I believe Hoodoo is the one that's evil. Anyway, Robyn finds the zombies, tracks them down to a morgue, and find that they're like going through a dead body. And before she can stop them, Zaka attacks, and we get a fight scene between Zaka and Robyn. And fight scenes, compared to other Zenescope issues, especially other ones that I've reviewed, the fight scenes is not that bad. I mean, by that comparison, obviously, if you're going to compare it to like Ultra Mega that I reviewed earlier, it doesn't compare at all. But compared to other Zenescope stuff, it's not that bad. The artwork itself is actually not that bad, especially when compared to Van Helsing. Holy cow, was Van Helsing? The artwork was just terrible. This one is like it actually is pretty decent at times, and then not so great at others, but at least it doesn't feel like they're just tracing photos. Like, it feels like an artist actually drawing from scratch. So yeah, she starts fighting Zaka when Zaka like shoots some powder in her face, which kind of slows her down, and then he walks away with the Hand of Glory. For anyone who doesn't know what the Hand of Glory is, the Hand of Glory is basically it's a dried pickled hand. It's usually from a hanged man. And so it's always the left hand. Unless the person that was hanged was a murderer, then it will be the hand that committed the murder. So it could be a right hand in that case. But otherwise, it's always usually a left hand, which I mentioned this now because I'm going to talk about it in a moment. But yeah, so the zombies start advancing, and Robyn is about to shoot them when Mystery, another Zenescope character, shows up. And she blocks the arrow, and she basically says, like, you can't kill these people because they're innocent. They're just under a voodoo curse. So, like, let's just stop them without murdering them. so yeah, we have Mystery takes them on, knocks them out, and then they find the dead body with the right hand missing. And it turns out that this dude was a murderer. So yeah, right hand. It should be a left hand, but I guess if he's a murderer, maybe he murdered with his right hand. So, okay, whatever. That's fine. But it has to be a hanged man. And this man was convicted of murder and I'm assuming killed by capital punishment. But this happens in Harlem. And I'm assuming hanging does not happen in modern day Harlem. I mean, not, government sanctioned hangings. So, yeah, I guess they're just skirting that. Okay. I mean, it would have made more sense because like earlier we had them, the sister was saying how they were killing people like at a park and stuff like that. It would have made more sense if they tracked down the serial killer while he was still alive, and then they hanged him from a tree at a park or something like that. and this fight scene happens at a park rather than a morgue, and then they cut off the dude's hand, and there you go, you got your hand of glory from a hanged man who committed murder. But instead, I guess it is, I know it's a comic and you can like make your own rules and stuff, so I guess they're skirting the whole hanged rule. Meanwhile, we cut to Zaka. And Zaka has he has a lock of Robyn's hair, and he makes a voodoo doll out of her. And then we have him doing a second ritual with the hand of glory. And as you can see here, the hand of glory is now a left hand. So this was a editing mistake by the artist, because earlier they cut off his right hand, and now they have his left hand. So yeah, mistake right there. But yeah, he calls upon the voodoo lords to summon a demon, and then he basically gets like this werewolf-looking creature. They get attacked. Mystery and Robyn get attacked at their house by Zaka and this werewolf-looking creature. The creature is a less spry. I think that's how it's pronounced. This one I think is just made up for this story, because I've never heard of a less spry before. But it's basically like a werewolf. Yeah, basically the werewolf is fighting Mystery. Meanwhile, Zaka uses the voodoo doll of Robyn to get the upper hand on her, and he pours his potion in her mouth, and basically he controls her, and then he sets her off to kill Mystery. So then we have Mystery fighting the werewolf creature and Robyn at the same time. And I'm kind of going to end that here, just because I don't want to spoil everything. That's pretty much like the first half of the issue. So how is it? It's fine. It's a one shot, so everything feels, I don't want to say rushed, but it feels like they try to cram like maybe 2 issues worth of story, or basically like an arc. Arcs are what? Comic arcs are 3 issues. So it feels like they kind of try to cram 3 issues worth of story into 30 pages. But I mean, I guess that's better than than having Radiant Black, where you have 4 issues before you have anything, substantial happen. So yeah. So we get a lot. A lot happens in this issue, and it has its conclusion. And then, like, any other Zenescope story, we get like the horror ending, where it's like, has the evil truly been vanquished? Find out next time. So yeah, how was it? It was fine. Like, I enjoyed it. Then again, I have a spot for Zenescope. I know I did mostly roast the hell out of Van Helsing Steampunk, but that issue was just terrible. The artwork was so bad. The artwork here is not that bad. It's good when compared to other Zenescope stuff. You know what? It's actually good compared to other series as well. Like, I've reviewed other issues from other companies, like even stuff from DC and Marvel, that have been way worse artwork than this. So yeah, the artwork's not that bad. Some of the action scenes can be kind of hilarious. Not as hilarious as Van Helsing Steampunk, but kind of like, I guess maybe it's not a good idea to go from Ultra Mega to this, because Ultra Mega really sets the bar. Like, Ultra Mega was freaking, I mean, if you guys haven't seen that video, like, I gave it a 9 out of 10. It's like, it's practically perfect. This, what would I give it? I would give this a 6 out of 10. This is a C+. It's above average. I liked it, but it's not for everybody. But yeah, it was a fun one-shot story. And we have, Robyn and teaming up with Mystery and trying to take on a voodoo priest, and fighting zombies and a werewolf and stuff. And you get, your other voodoo stuff like the Hand of Glory. And you get your other voodoo stuff, like the voodoo doll and brainwashing and all that stuff. So yeah, it's your typical voodoo story, I guess. So yeah, it was fine. It was okay for what it was. I enjoyed it, like I said. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say. Artwork is fine. Story was fun. It was entertaining. I mean, it did feel a bit rushed at times. It feels like they tried to cram an entire arc into one oversized issue. So yeah, things just kind of happened. Just like boom, 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 boom. Just things happening without really any breathing space, which is kind of funny because I've talked about how, like, you just really want to get to the meat of your story. But you can get to the meat of your story and still have some breathing space. Maybe this issue would have been a little bit better if they just maybe try to cut out a little bit of something. Because it feels like this happens and this, and there's no, again, there's no like breathing space. It's just boom, 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 boom. I guess for a one shot, I guess that's fine. So yeah, it was good. I liked it, but it's only like a 6 out of 10. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Tell me what you think. If you have any recommendations, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.